There being 94 members present, a quorum is not present.
So that was the Texas House Speaker today, gaveling out until Friday because more than 50 Democrats fled to 3 blue states Sunday in protest to deny Republicans from voting and approving their new, very gerrymandered maps. Texas law requires that 100 members be present for a quorum. And we're at this point because Texas Governor Greg Abbott has insisted, at the request of Trump, that the legislature jam through new congressional maps because Republicans are freaked out about losing the House next year. Abbott and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton have previously threatened to both arrest and vacate the seats of Democrats who are taking this stand if they do not return to Texas. And it appears that effort has officially begun. Earlier this evening, in just the last couple of hours, Abbott filed a lawsuit asking the state Supreme Court to kick state rep and Democratic caucus leader Gene Wu out of his duly elected seat. The lawsuit also accuses Wu of, quote, soliciting and receiving certain benefits in exchange for skipping a vote. But despite all of these fear tactics, Representative Wu is not backing down. And joining me now is Democratic leader and state representative Gene Wu. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have had quite a day, to put it mildly. Let me just start by asking you, I mean, Governor Abbott is trying to kick you out of your seat, accusing you and other Democrats of soliciting money to pay fines, which I will just note, this is in part because they could charge Democrats up to $500 a day, and there's been an effort to raise money to cover that expense, right? That's why we're here. But what is your reaction to this lawsuit from the governor?
It's simply insanity. Look, I mean, first of all, this seat doesn't belong to me. The Sheriff's House doesn't belong to the governor. This seat belongs to the people of the state of Texas, and I took an oath to protect them and defend them. And when the governor conspires with a corrupt president to use illegal, unconstitutional racial gerrymandering to strip power from hardworking communities who have spent decades building up their power, building up their voice, only to have President Trump steal it from them, I took an oath to defend against that, an oath to defend those communities, an oath to defend the Constitution.
Donald Trump said again today that he is entitled to 5 seats in Texas, which is pretty outrageous. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on that comment. I mean, you spoke about the governor. What do you think about that?
No, I mean, this is exactly what a king would say. Americans know what they're seeing. They may not be able to put words to it quite yet, but they know that this is wrong. It smells wrong. And they know that this is the lead up to authoritarianism, that this is what despots and dictators do around the world. We have fought wars against people like this. We have sacrificed lives to free people from dictators like this, who do these kind of things, who use the legal process, use law enforcement to go hunt down their enemies, hunt down people who disagree with them, and use any means necessary to silence them. This is not America. And if you think that this is wrong, we need people to stand up now.
I think just so I know people watching have been following this closely, but Trump also mentioned that the FBI may have to be used to go after Democratic elected officials who are out of the state, which is an absolutely insane thing to say. But I want to know your thoughts on that. What are your caucus colleagues saying about that?
Yeah. So we knew going into this that this was a possibility. We knew that Governor Abbott, Senator Cornyn, Ken Paxton, none of them have power outside of the state and can do anything outside of the state. And we know that Donald Trump and the FBI and whoever else he has cannot get involved unless they are legally allowed to get involved. Our issue is, will they actually follow the law? And we've watched Governor Abbott, Ken Paxton, and especially Donald Trump just flout the law, just does not care what the law says, or especially what the Constitution of the United States says. That is why we're here. That is why we're doing this. We are tired, just like the people in this country. We're tired of corrupt politicians. We are tired of the corrupt process. We're tired of politicians telling us nice things to our face and then turning around and doing the opposite and just taking care of themselves, taking care of their buddies. Enough. We are we have said enough, and we want the people of the state of Texas to say enough. And most importantly, we need the people of the United States to say enough.
I can hear in your voice and see in your passion, you are not backing down. I think it is incredibly inspiring to see. You also are helping lead this group, and you have to keep enough people from going back to Texas and allowing them to have a quorum to move forward. You're trying to do this at the time when the governor is threatening to try to take people's seats away, when the Trump is talking about the FBI. How are those conversations going? And how confident do you feel you're going to be able to keep enough Democrats from going back before the end of this session, at least?
So all the Democrats who are here, we had lengthy discussions about this, about the dangers of doing this before we did it. We had long discussions. Everybody who is here recognizes the danger to them personally, recognizes the danger to their families, recognizes danger to their communities. But we have all agreed that for us to do nothing is far worse. For us to be complicit in the destruction of communities across the state would be immoral and unethical, would be a violation of our oaths. And all of us have taken oaths to swear to defend the United States, to defend the Constitution of the United States, and to defend her people. We take this oath very seriously, and that is why we're here. We will stand up against Trump. We will stand up against Abbott or whoever they have to throw at us. We will fight to our last breath to save this nation.